first landed was in Sapwai.
Sapwai, right?
And the story goes that the coconut, that's the name, that's what the coconut means. Mataniu, the mata of the new, the eyes of the coconut. That the eyes of the coconut saw.
Whiangai, what is that?
Whiangai means it existed with.
Oh, existed with.
Yeah. So the eyes of the coconut witnessed the coming of Christianity to Samoa. And so it became a very famous.
And what does that word mean, ata? Male ata, with the what?
The picture.
Oh, with the picture.
Saw the picture.
Oh, it's all the picture
of the coming of Christianity.
It just insinuates that it's talking about that.
Mataniu, mata new, the eyes of the coconut, Whiangai malata, witnessed the picture.
The picture of the coming of Christianity. It's just.
So only the Laie family
knows what it's talking
can
about.
have that name.
Yeah.
No one else can have that name.
Grandma.
So if you went to Samoa and they saw on your passport that your name was Mataniu, they know you're related to the Laie family. Because only the Laie family can have that name.
Now, how was it? Why was it that after Grandma died, after Grandma Salafai died, how come it was that Grandma Mataniu was asked to go live over there with the Laie family instead of Auntie Salafai?
Because the Laie family, you see, when Salafai became, when she married Api and became a Mormon, of her own will, she chose to go with him. And he went around as a branch president here, branch president there. The church sent him kind of as a traveling branch president. So he would go 3 months over here, organize the branch, you know, and then call a branch president. Then the church would send him someplace else, organize the branch, and then they would send him someplace else. But anyway, my grandmother Mataniu,
after her mom died,
went to
go live with them.
Yeah, went to go live with the Laie family, and
she lived with the older sister, right?
She lived with the old man, and then he died, and she lived with the sister.
Oh, I see. So she lived with the king, and then he died, and then she lived with the sister.
Yeah.
His oldest daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is Uncle Tommy's oldest sister.
And she lived with him because the sister actually wanted her to raise her.
The sister was the one that wanted Grandma to come to be her daughter.
Yeah.
I see.
And
what's the name of that sister one more time, Dad? I know you told me.
Salamasina.
Oh, Salamasina. Okay.
And that's a Laie name.
I'm getting this all on video.
What's that?
I'm recording you.
Oh. And that's a Laie name. A sacred name. Only Laie family can have that name. So there are many names that we have that belong to either the Laie family or the Tuyatua family.
Yeah, my name too, right, Dad? By Masina.
By Masina.
That's.
By Masina, Tulian Titia.
Wow.
And so, if all of you went to Samoa and they saw your names, they know exactly what family you're from.
Yeah.
Because you folks have very high names that only people from these families can have it. And even people from those families, they're not allowed to give the name unless they have high rank.
So you were able to give us these names?
I was able to give you because your mother, your grandma was, actually she was raised with the Laie family.
She doesn't have any title though, Grandma has none.
No.
She didn't want any title?
No. Because of the church. Her life was the church.
How come she desired, for her kids to have, but not for herself?
It's just that because her kids were not growing up in Samoa,
Mm-mm.
she wanted them to have a connection. If they lived in Samoa, it wouldn't make any difference if they had the name, because everybody would know who you
Who
are.
we are.
But when we're living away from Samoa, nobody knows who we are. So the name is the distinguishing factor.
Yeah, I met a lady the other day. My friend Juliet's mother was visiting from Samoa. Juliet's father is Tuitele. He was running for office over there.
Tuitele Leapanga.
And she asked me, so they're really high. I think they're a wealthier family in American Samoa.
Yeah.
Well-known family. They know Auntie Claire and they know all of them
Because Uncle Mala.
because
Because
Uncle
he's in the
Mala.
government.
So she asked me what my name was, and I told her. Juliet was introducing, oh, this is my friend Mata, and she goes, oh, Mata, and I said, it's actually Matanu, and she's like, oh, Matanu, do you know where your name comes from? And I told her, and she's like, yes, I'm glad you know that. And but I could just tell, I think it's just so interesting how people can automatically distinguish you from your name.
Yeah. Like,
It's
in the Western culture, doesn't matter. My name's Kelly, Jessica, Ariel,
John.
John. They don't know. They don't care. But
Yeah.
for us, it's not like that.
And it's like my middle
And it
name, Malele.
still is that way now.
Yeah. And when I went to Samoa, people called me Malele.
wow.
He said, President Malele, Malele. Because Malele comes from a saying, Wa Malele le avo le ausa,
Which village?
Luffy Luffy.
Luffy, that's right.
And Luffy Luffy, the highest chief, the highest high-talking chief, was a man named Lausa. And Lausa, in all of Upolu, whenever he goes, he is the highest talking chief. All the other talking chiefs have to give way to him. If he wants to speak, he can speak. Nobody can stop him. And so, talking chiefs like to speak because they get money, presents, fine mats, all of that when
I
they
wonder.
talk. But when this man shows up to a wedding, to a funeral, to some kind of village celebration, to anything, everybody has to give way to him.
That is where Dave Tufele, Lori and Dave,
They're
Dave's
from
family is from Luffy.
Oh wow.
And I said, oh, that's interesting because
Yeah.
we have heritage somehow related to Luffy because that's where my dad's name comes from, Malale.
Yeah.
She goes, really? I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and it comes from the phrase, Malele le avo le osa. Malele means to put into flight.
I love
So
that.
when they have the kawa ceremony, and they're going to give the kawa cup to
A person.
Luffy, to
Leosa.
Leosa, they always have to say that.
Oh,
Well, Malele le avo le osa, which means
the
Leosa's
ava
ava
fly.
is in flying.
It's in
flight.
flight.
Flying.
fly the Ava over there
It's in
to
And so they take it
Leosa.
and give it to him.
Okay.
And they have to give it with two hands. All the other chief, they take it,
Well,
Give it
Malele
one
Ave
hand.
Ole.
but with Lausa, you got to
Oh,
go two hands.
say it again, Dad.
Malele, le ava,
Le Ava
o le osa.
Ole Osa.
Leosa.
Leosa.
Yeah. And so that's where Malele gets his name from, because that's where I
Okay.
get my name from.
What's
Malele,
that saying?
my middle name, Malele, comes from that phrase, comes from that village, comes from that chief.
I have seen.
Interesting.
I have met only one other little girl. I've met a little girl around
Yeah,
here somewhere
Malale.
whose name is Malale.
It's
but-
the what you call it?
yeah. Whose daughter is that?
Junior.
Well, it may be another source
Source.
of the word Malele, because Malele is a simple word.
Yeah. To be.
It just means to put into flight.
Mm.
Like Lele. Lele means to fly.
Fly.
Ba'alele,
With Lele.
airplane.
With
flying ship, Ba'alele.
Be going into flight.
And so, but Malele is my middle name. It's Uncle Suma's middle name, Sumalie, and he got his from Luffy, and Mom gave my name Malele because I was born on the same birthday as Uncle Suma, September 25th.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, and so that's how
So
I got
you're
that
kind
name.
of named after Uncle Suma. I didn't even know that.
Well, he had the title, the name Malele. When I was born on his birthday, my mother gave me his middle name.
Yeah.
And when I grew up, before I went on my mission, Grandma explained to me my middle name and the different families that we have in Samoa.
When you were in Samoa on your mission, did you have a chance to visit with your family?
I did.
You get to visit the Malieto family when you were in Samoa?
The Malieto family, they came after me.
No.
They heard I was there on a mission.
But they're not Mormon.
No,
They're
but my mother
Catholic.
grew up with
think.
Malieto
That's right,
as
that's
brother and sister. So when they heard that Matanyu's boy was on a mission in Samoa,
well, they know Grandma's Mormon.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they know that she's Mormon, but they love Grandma because she was so smart. Actually, the family told me, your mother was the smartest Malieto during her time. Nobody could match her. English, education, Samoa, and scolding.
Wow.
And
That's too young right there.
she would tell people off, you know, when they were wrong. Everybody's so afraid because these are high chief people. So people don't scold high chiefs. But your grandma, they're wrong. She tells
Well,
them.
how come Grandma was like that? Like, how come she felt like so entitled inside of herself, like that she had those kind of
Well,
rights? I have an idea
it's
because I feel
because-
like that too.
It's
sometimes.
because she was raised by the Malieto family.
I see.
And so she grew up, and they would teach her who she is.
Hey,
And,
you think you somebody, yeah?
Hey, you think you're somebody, huh?
and
Yep.
grandma,
She knew she
the
was
old man used
She's
to
like,
always
I pretty
say,
much get down.
special.
the old man used to always
Exactly.
say, Matanyu, I wish you were a boy,
Mm-hmm.
because you would be the next Malieto. Because she wasn't only strong-willed, she was smart
Yeah.
and unafraid. And
Intellectually
they liked
smart.
her. They liked her because she didn't fear anybody.
It's very
Didn't fear
noble
anybody.
quality. It's
Yeah.
a very noble quality.
And it's like, yeah, she should be the king.
Yeah, she should be the king.
Yeah, she
And
should
she
be
thinks
the-
she is. So she deserves it.
But they loved her, and they loved her mother,
Yeah, so
Salafai.
fight.
You know, because Salafai was of the royal family. Salafai is the Samoan respect name for the island of Savai'i.
Yeah.
The island of Savai'i is referred to in poetry in song as Salafai. They don't refer to it as Savai'i.
Beautiful.
Dad
So
told me
if
that.
you,
When I told him Siona's name was
wanna name
Salafai,
any
he
of your
told me
girl-
that.
oh.
I'd never even heard that.
yeah, if you want to use the name Salafai, you have the right to. Only the Malieto family can name their children Salafai.
I told him, that's interesting. I never knew that because Josh actually wanted to name Siona Savai'i.
So weird.
And I said, well, let's name her after one of my sisters. We have either Sapi or Esther. She was born on Sapi's birthday, but he thought Sapi was too feisty. Like, no, don't name her after her, Sapi. No.
That's
Name her
That's
after the
good.
softy one.
Yeah.
So we
Name
named
her
her
after
after
the
Esther Salafai.
Good idea.
Well,
But he really wanted to name her Savai'i.
Savai'i.
Yeah.
Salafai is Savai'i.
Yeah.
And I explained that to him after Dad told me that. He's like, what? I never heard that. I was like, because you don't know like my dad.
Because you're not a high chief.
Because you're not a high chief either.
You don't have a royal title like mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
my
Salafai
grandmother.
is somebody.
Salafai is so good.
He loves Hawaii. That's what Josh is like. It's the most beautiful place
On
in this
earth.
world. It's so beautiful. He just loves it.
Yeah. He probably behaved himself over there.
Oh,
Got treated good.
yeah. He got treated like royalty there.
You know,
Your
if you are a good missionary, you get
Lay
treated
down,
very well.
sis. He was a good
Thanks,
missionary.
man.
He was his own leader. There's right there, C's, if you want C's candy right in the box.
See
Yeah,
what I got?
already open.
Oh,
Look at your dad sucking on his
This gives me
C's lollipop.
Energy.
All right.
We're like, you're the one who got us stuck on those, Dad.
Oh, my baby
Oh, and
lollipop.
there's some more over there.
Tell you why. His kiss is sweeter than
apple pie.
I'm gonna go and get my. I have one plate out in the back with Josh.
Oh yeah, your
Oh yeah,
good healthy veggie omelet. Good job, sis.
nice.
When are we
Good
gonna
job,
get a
sis.
chance to go see Mom?
Oh, my
We're
God,
going pretty soon. In like 20 minutes, we'll leave.
But
Okay.
we just wanted to. I just wanted to ask you, all these questions. So-
No,
I'm glad she
I want
did
you to
because I
ask.
got it bit on. I'm still
I
recording.
want you to ask because I'm not sure what I should explain to you girls because I know so much, but much of it doesn't apply to you right now.
Yeah.
But if you ask, I'll tell you.
I was thinking about it because, what's funny when we were talking earlier is that when I came yesterday, I was literally standing outside of the house in the front, and I was like, I smell my grandparents, your mom and dad. I was like, what? It smells like my grandparents' house. When I was a little kid, and I would go into grandpa and grandma's room downstairs
Mm-hmm.
in the back, and they'd be sitting and eating their little tin pans and Cool Whip containers of elengi or whatever they were eating, and fai or whatever.
I always had fire taro.
Yeah, and I could there's like a smell that like in my little child mind, like this is what my grandparents smell like, and I could smell them when I came
Sit
yesterday.
down. What?
I was just like so overwhelmed.
I'm recording
like,
Dad talk.
I was getting
story.
a little bit like emotional, and you were gone. You were at the store. We was just waiting for you, and then I was cleaning up. But I couldn't leave it. Like it wouldn't leave me alone. I don't know what it is, but I smell them all the time now. Like I smell them all over the house randomly.
I have sense that they come and visit us often. Visit me often. They're just
That's what it
concerned
is.
for me.
They're
Bing, bing, bing.
concerned about you.
They're
I
just
think.
concerned for me.
I think they are.
And now that Mom's gone, they're more concerned.
And they're still his parents.
Yeah, that's your mommy and daddy right there.
Yeah.
I
And-
couldn't.
That's still his parents, and
And I was their youngest
I was
child.
like,
until
So-
Patrick came along.
Yeah, the Patrick came
Yeah.
along.
And frankly, Dad was Grandma's favorite.
yeah, Joseph,
I was.
Exactly.
King of Dreams.
king of
And
dreams.
that's why my older siblings, some of them didn't like me.
I'm
Yeah,
sure they
would've
wish they
traded
could
you.
sell you for 50 pieces of
Because-
silver.
You spoiled little blackie
You
you.
spoiled little black you. Give me that coat.
You spoiled me.
Give me that coat.
And a lollipop.
But I was just like, so, well, because Grandpa Taylor died when I was really, really small. I only have a couple memories of him, but I feel like the more that I learn, the more that I can understand, then I can recognize, like, his presence in my life, because I don't know him the way, like, the older kids know him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't sense his presence in my life, like, in ways that they can, like, they have a familiar feeling. Like, this is the way my grandpa feels. Like, I don't have those kind of feelings. But I do remember the way my grandpa smelled, though.
Mm,
It's like one of the most
I remember
clearest
the way
things
he
that I have.
worked, the way he did everything.
the hard worker.
Yeah.
Well,
Hard
even things
worker.
like I know the way
It's
he
always
likes
working.
things situated. I know the way he likes things
Yeah,
to
he
look.
would put it like this if he
Mhm.
was there. He would put
I
this
know.
right there.
Yeah,
His-
it's just because he's so
Our house was
Methodical.
so nice. Our yard was so wonderful with Grandpa here.
And I have some of my
Yeah.
organization
skills from Grandpa Taylor, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because he liked things to look really nice and neat and orderly.
You
His
know,
garden was perfect.
I'm going to tell you something. I may have told you guys before, but my older siblings didn't like me because Grandma spoiled me. She did everything for me, and they felt like this boy is getting all of Mom's attention, and none of us are getting any attention. And
I think that's easy
It
to
was
do with the
Auntie Elsie.
youngest.
at one time I asked Mom, "How come you love that boy more than anybody? You know, what's so special about him?" And Auntie Elsa came and told me Grandma's answer. She said, "After I had Uncle Larry, I didn't think I couldn't have, the doctor said you can't have any more children. And so I figured Uncle Larry would be the last. But then I had a dream that there was another boy that I was supposed to have." And so she said, so I asked Heavenly Father, if I'm supposed to have another boy, how's that going to happen? I never got an answer. But then I got pregnant. Went to the doctors, and the doctor said, "You know, I told you not to get pregnant because you're going to die. Your body is not strong enough to have another baby." And so Grandma went home, told Grandpa, "Give me a blessing so that this boy will live." And Grandpa gave her a blessing, and then I was born. And after I was born, the doctor took out something from her that she can't have any more babies. She can't get pregnant anymore.
Their uterus.
But she named me Carl after a good friend of Mom and Dad, my mother and father, Carl Toilupe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just heard this recently, and I was telling somebody. I thought he was named Carl because he was born in a car.
We always
Yeah, that's what we always.
We all thought you was named Carl
I was
because
born
you were
in
born
a
in a
car.
car.
But she named me after a good
Oh,
friend of
wait,
theirs,
somebody's here.
Carl Toilupe.
Oh, Uncle
Hello.
Summer's dad.
Come in.
Uncle Don.
Uncle Don, I think.
Who?
Saanga.
Uncle Don.
I think. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him.
Come inside, Uncle.
Please.